Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Market Insights for March of 2026. Let's get started. As we begin, let's do a quick reminder about the four major influences in any real estate market done by John Burns. They are the four: government policies, economic cycles, societal shifts, and technology. Those are all operating at a very, very, very high level as we speak. As we look at the new headlines happening in the last 30 days, how will the war impact our U.S. housing market? And more specifically, how will it impact Arizona? There's some insights out there. Home shoppers today have more buying power than they have had in the past, especially moving into the spring. There is a deep-rooted housing shortage. We're looking at over 4 million homes short of what the true supply demand is at the national level. And Compass in the last 2 to 3 weeks has done a relationship with Redfin and looking at Rocket Mortgage. And it's just getting more eyeballs on our listings. Very excited about that 3-year opportunity. All along the fourth quarter of 2025, Compass had its best quarter ever. Robert Revkin, the CEO, has been back and forth across the United States, meeting with a lot of the leadership folks from all the brands out there that have been part of Anywhere. In the Valley, interesting side note, our luxury condo market is up over 30%. This article goes on to talk about there's been over 178 condo homes sold over $1 million, and that's up significantly from years past. From the Arizona Mag, the top 6 cities in our total metro in terms of growth and population starts with Apache Junction, Queen Creek, Maricopa down the Southeast Valley, South Central area, Goodyear, Buckeye, Surprise in our western part of our metro. Also from Arizona Mag, they talk about Arizona becoming a global economic powerhouse, that the U.S. exports grew by an average of 5.7%, but Arizona surged and we got our unfair share of 37% growth from $32 to $44 billion worth of exports. Little fun piece, and I changed the background on this slide. The color of the year for 2026, silhouette. It's to the bottom right of your screen, kind of a dark brown, dark tan. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's time to discuss buying and selling homes, there's going to be an ongoing strategy, daily, weekly, monthly, and want to convey from Eliza and myself to each and every one of you, when we're engaged, there's time for small talk, there's time for tailored talk, and there's time for deep talk. Point being is we are deeply involved in strategy and helping you buy and sell homes. That strategy shows up in new listings. Now, for the month of February, we're down a little bit from where we just zoomed out of the gate for the month of January. That's a seasonal overtone, but it did shoot up dramatically in terms of new listings in Maricopa County. Also, active homes in Maricopa County, 22,718. That is our current number of actives. We got about 120 homes per zip code available as we speak. Under contract, we had a big run here, one of the biggest runs we've had in over 2 years, in the month of February. And that truly is, we're in the middle of our market. It's going to be interesting to see with the war in Iran, how that impacts us in case caution and uncertainty starts to come forward with some influence. Currently, we have 4.3 months of supply of inventory with absorption rate at 23%, meaning 23 out of 100 homes are going under contract in 30 days. That's down from 20% this time last month. For the month of February, this is for Maricopa County and Pinal County combined, we're down about 3.6% from where we were this time a year ago. That's the yellow circle in the middle left. When we break out Maricopa and Pinal County, the 3.6 shows up in Maricopa County on the right. Pinal County is down 5% from where it was just a year ago. As we begin to wind down for this month, ladies and gentlemen, we've also broken down home prices, average sale price for the two counties. So on your left-hand screen, 778 new listing, new average list price, new average sale price for all of Maricopa County, 679. On the right graph is Pinal County, their average new list price 421, average sale price 405. We trend that and watch it carefully. Also, month supply just over 4 months, 4.2 in Metro Phoenix and 4.6 in Pinal County. Last couple slides here. What I wanted to point out for everybody here is under contract, and that's the green arrow on the bottom of these two slides, and then to the far right, if you look at that green bar and look at the surge we had in February, that is a big surge in the total number of under contract homes in Maricopa County. And then this last graph, ladies and gentlemen, somewhat new to the group here, just to have a little discussion about it. The top half talks about seasonality and supply index, and right now that favors buyer market somewhere around 92, 93%. And that's the top green arrow there. The bottom green arrow is looking at the black line of absorption rate and the green line of months of supply. And so when we go all the way back to August of 2023, we really have had a real consistent absorption rate, somewhere between 20 to 30, sometimes 40%. But that's where we've been, and it's been pretty much a flat line and consistent. But at the same time, the green line, the month supply, has been growing and zigzagging a little bit. And when those two move into, am I representing a buyer or a seller, strategy is shifting. When the absorption rate remains the same, but the inventory is climbing, we have to be more and more creative and work very closely with sellers to make sure we have our listings captured. And also when we're looking as representing you as a buyer, please know that there's more flexibility, more options, and those two are playing against one another. So we welcome the opportunity to serve. We hope you find this information helpful for you as you move into the end of the first quarter, March of 2026. And as always, make a purposeful impact out in our world. Thanks to all for being community heroes. See you next month.